block.
Close the door.
Come on, drive me up the block.
Close the door.
I'm going down the block. Drive me up the block, man. Come on, man. Let me get in. Drive me up the block. Come on, man. Come on, man. Drive me up the block. Come on, Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman. Drive him up the block.
Very funny.
So funny, my ass.
Come on, man. Let me get in. Come on, man. Stop playing, yo. Let me get a ride down the block. Let me get a ride down the block, man. Come on, yo. Let me get in. Move that out the way, yo. Move that out the way, bro.
Oh. Now, this gotta be a joke. Why would they put Joe on the sand like that? I had trouble walking on the sand.
He's playing.
Yeah, he playing.
He's trying too hard. He's playing.
Hello? Oh my God!
Oh, now I kind of got goosebumps off that one. I don't think I would have checked that one out. Even in my own home, I probably would have left.
Hey. Hey. Hey, wait. Tuh. Mukanya gemesin ya, mukanya gemesin ya, tuh lihat. Tuh lihat, mukanya gemesin. Warnanya udah mulai busam lagi, dia mau siap ganti kulit lagi paling beberapa minggu, 1 mingguan lagi deh. Ya udah busam banget. Mantul.
So this guy experienced a tornado in Fort Pierce firsthand, y'all. Check this out. This thing gets crazy. Listen to this.
Guys, there's a tornado near my place. There's a tornado it looks like a tornado near my place. Oh my God, there is a tornado. It is a tornado, dude. It is a fucking tornado.
Imagine, bro.
I'm watching it. There is a tornado, guys. There is a tornado. Oh, it's fucking big too, dude. It's fucking big and it's moving this way.
Y'all saw that? Something got swallowed up. But look at this, y'all. Check this out. So this is what happened to the community that was behind his house, y'all. Y'all see that? Houses destroyed, cars destroyed, trees, debris everywhere, right? And this community was recovering because they got hit with 2 tornadoes during Hurricane Milton a couple weeks ago. Y'all remember when 39 tornadoes touched down in Florida? They got 120 tornado warnings that day, y'all, but 39 hit. So you had people and construction companies fixing houses and cleaning up the debris and trees, and then another tornado came yesterday, y'all. But look at the sky. Look at those puffy clouds in the sky. Y'all see that? Look at these trucks, y'all. Look at these trucks. Look, completely flipped, broken into. Imagine experiencing this, y'all, firsthand. But yes, y'all, there's so much going on in the world, man. Florida, man. Let's get this shift. Peace out.
Apparently there's a way to expose the glitch in the Matrix. And to show us that we're not crazy with these Mandela effects like Richard Simmons having a headband. All you have to do is use an old phone and put it over the video or clip of whatever the Mandela effect is, and it will show you the reality of what we know it to be. Here's another one. Febreze.
Oh no. If you got an old phone, I'm pretty sure those batteries don't work. Cause it's hard to even charge up an iPhone that I ain't had for a year.
How do you remember it being spelled? Like this, right? Right? Tom Cruise definitely had glasses. I know he did. I know he did. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments below.
There are 4 artifacts that have been found from ancient Rome. Number 1, a man was on vacation in Bulgaria when he noticed an odd-looking table that was being used as a beach bar. He reported it to authorities, and it turned out it was a 1700-year-old Roman sarcophagus. The coffin measures 3 feet by 8 feet, and it's since been moved to a museum. Its exact origins and how it got there remain a mystery. Number 2, this is a Roman artifact that was unearthed during an amateur dig on an English farm 2 years ago. These objects are known as Roman dodecahedrons, and they date between the 2nd and 4th centuries. The first one was discovered in the 1700s. And since almost 140 of these have been found all over Europe to this day, and despite much research, the exact purpose remains a mystery to historians. Number 3, this is a rare surviving piece of Curian purple dye. This dye was used to create the famed clothing of Roman emperors. Imperial purple has a fascinating history. It traces its origins almost 3,000 years back to the Phoenicians. The color became so symbolic of status in the ancient days that at one point, if you wore it without permission, it could result in punishment or death. This piece was found in the remains of a Roman bathhouse in the Carlisle Cricket Club in England. Number 4, this is a 2,000-year-old Roman slave collar. There are about 45 examples of these, quote, speaking Roman collars. The words on them would offer a warning that the person was a runaway. This one is the most famous, and the words on them say, quote, I'm a runaway, catch me. If you return me to my master as the Ninus, you will receive a gold coin.
Why do we have people out here struggling when we got vibranium ass rocks that literally emit electricity? Hypothetically speaking, if everybody had one of these zapper rocks hooked up into their house, they would now no longer have to pay bills. They will now have a free source of energy in their home. As y'all can see right there on how many voltages that's coming off of this rock. Literally enough to power up a light bulb. Now imagine if you saved and harnessed the energy from a bunch of these rocks. How many people will find a cure to this energy crisis just from a rock, from a stone? What was Black Panther trying to tell us about, them stones and, vibranium? Now, twin,
I need to get me one of those rocks ASAP because my electric bill be super high.
I need to come up here and show y'all 1,000 ways of free energy. Plenty of ways to end this energy crisis. Like right now, we got the goddamn sun. That's one way, right? But don't act surprised. We know the reason why.
This man built an anti-gravity levitating machine using beetles that could turn invisible. Viktor Grebennikov was a self-proclaimed Russian scientist, biologist, entomologist, and paranormal researcher. Best known for his claim to have invented a levitation platform that operated by attaching dead insect body parts to the bottom of it. It all happened by mistake one day while trying to look at a beetle shell under a microscope. When he went to put another one in, it slipped out from his tweezers and hung in the air while rotating. He claims certain natural materials, especially beetle wing cases, have anti-gravity properties. These materials allow them to interact with the Earth's magnetic field to cancel out gravity. Is this why the scarab beetle was the most popular amulet in ancient Egypt? His discovery of this technology allegedly allowed him to invent an anti-gravity platform powered by this cavity structural effect. The gravity plane is described in his book My World and could achieve speeds up to 1,400 miles per hour while invisible and completely silent. The device had the ability to avoid detection because it was able to bend light around it. Anyone who observed it from the ground saw instead of it a light sphere or a disc or a cloud with sharply outlined edges. After
Sound eerily familiar.
the publication of his book, he was told it was forbidden to publish his information, and his book was censored.
What you're seeing here is water memory. You can do this experiment yourself just by showing an image to water for around 30 seconds and then freezing the water, and you will see a reflection of the image you showed it. This proves that water holds memory. It has consciousness. This is because water can change its structure depending on the vibrations it comes into contact with. This is where things start to get a bit crazy with words. Placing the word schizophrenia in water and then freezing it shows this image of a double-faced person. This proves that water is intelligent and is reacting to vibrations vibrations of the words. Now that you understand this concept, what do you think happens when you are drinking Monster Energy, or with cans which imprinted the word of death? You are drinking crystallized water with the imprinted vibration of death. You are filling 70% of your body, which is water, with the vibration of death. Tap water is mixed with sewage and all sorts of toxins inside of these facilities. Although they may remove some of the toxins from the water, the crystallized vibration of this water is still very bad. The ancients didn't just build beautiful water fountains for no reason. They had a purpose of moving the water so that it restructures the vibration of the water. Water is basically the internet of the earth. It has consciousness and intelligence. This is why you should never place your car keys or your phone next to your water. The energy codes in my bio will allow you to place codes underneath water and then drink it.
These are some out-of-place artifacts that show the ancients were far more advanced than we'll ever know. This bracelet is so old that it was made by an entirely different species of human called the Denisovans. Dating back up to 70,000 years, the bracelet shows evidence of high-rotation drilling, which wasn't supposed to be invented until tens of thousands of years later.
Supposed to be, according to who?
The Nazca lines in Peru were only discovered in 1930 thanks to the invention of airplanes. Scientists still don't understand how the Nazca people were able to create them 2,000 years ago without any guidance from above. The unbelievable dental work on this 4,000-year-old Egyptian mummy shows how advanced they were in the field of dentistry. This incredible device is the Antikythera mechanism from ancient Greece. Found in a shipwreck near the island of Antikythera, the complex machine was designed to accurately calculate astronomical positions. Many scientists consider it to be the world's oldest computer. Here's a reconstruction of what it may have looked like over 2,000 years ago. Out-of-place artifacts, Part 2. The Servant of Philon was an ancient Greek humanoid robot that was designed to pour and mix wine whenever a cup was placed in its hand. Built in the 3rd century BC, the statue was far ahead of its time, as many historians consider it to be the first robot ever built.
Looks like a robot.
Here's an example of a successful cranioplasty found on a 1,600-year-old Peruvian skull. As evidenced by the well-healed skull bone, the patient survived. This 2,500-year-old artifact was found in Istanbul, and many believe that it depicts a modern-day space capsule. These miniature religious relics from the 1500s were carved from a single piece of boxwood. The carvings are so impressively tiny that researchers had to use a microscope to detect some of their joints. The 12-angled stone was part of a 700-year-old stone wall inside of an Incan palace. To this day, the joints of the wall are so perfectly cut that not even a single sheet of paper can fit between any of the blocks. Out-of-place artifacts, Part 3. This 4,000-year-old golden ram and stone lion were found inside of an ancient tomb in Turkmenistan. The finger in the background shows how small these figures truly are, demonstrating that the skills and methods of ancient craftsmen were far more advanced than we'll ever know. This incredible lunar calendar that was discovered in France is estimated to be more than 34,000 years old. It's carved out of bone and provides evidence that prehistoric humans knew way more about astronomy than we think. The Iron Pagoda in China is an ancient brick temple that was built in the year 1049. It's been through 38 earthquakes, 6 floods, and many other disasters, but still remains standing nearly 1,000 years after it was built. In 2020, a massive canvas filled with thousands of Ice Age drawings was found in the middle of the Amazon rainforest. The incredible artwork includes handprints, geometric designs, and a wide variety of extinct animals. It spans for nearly 8 miles and is estimated to be up to 12,600 years old.
8 miles? Can you imagine how long it took to roll that up? That's ridiculous.
So what's a super solid? Well, you take a super fluid and you cool it down more. And what do you get? Something really weird. First of all, it's a superconductor. It means that all its electrons can flow with zero resistance. Second of all, it still has the property of superfluidity, which means it itself flows with no friction. But it's also a solid, kind of. So its atoms are basically arranged into patterns like they would be with a normal solid, except it flows like a liquid. So it is a solid and a liquid at the same time. And if you stirred it, you would create a vortex of it, which would spin forever. A spinning vortex of solid matter. Now, just whether or not we would call this a solid is still up for debate. I mean, super solid is the technical term. A lot of people just kind of point to it and go, that's more like a gel. But it doesn't really behave like a gel. It behaves like a solid and a fluid at the same time. And there are a lot of other weird properties like breaking quantum symmetry. But to explain that, I'd have to explain what quantum symmetry is, and that's a whole other video. Long story short, there's way more than 3 or 4 states of matter. Like, sure, you have solid, liquid, gas, plasma, and you also have superfluid and super solid. But there are also exotic states of matter in stars that are super hot. One is literally called stranger matter. There's the Bose-Einstein condensate. Yeah, that's a mouthful. There are time crystals. There are types of matter that extend into other dimensions. Heck, supersolids aren't even the only thing that's kind of liquid and solid at the same time. There's something called the chain melted state of matter, which is something that only happens to certain metals under really high heat and pressure. And again, that's a whole other video. But yeah, there are a ton of different states of matter, and they do kind of operate like weird comic book shit.
Hey, I'm not even gonna cap. It was a few of them that I didn't even know of. But the more you live, the more you learn. I don't know, it looked like the camera is cutting right before the match light. Maybe I'm tripping. Leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. Man, that's easy. Just put a ring on it when the tree first start growing.
Somebody got some explaining to do, because this movie right here is not child friendly. It's actually way more sinister than we thought. And before I ruin your childhood, I want to say that this video is for entertainment purposes only. Because if you guess this movie, Monsters Inc., then you guess right. Let's get into it. First of all, why is these monsters working at an underground facility in a secret city that the humans are not supposed to know about? I don't mean to say too much. Is this the same thing, right? Kids were extremely toxic to them because they needed the pure essence that the kids had. It could not come in contact with the kids because the kids were too pure. Do I even have to say too much? Can you even go to these facilities that are hidden cities that are blocked off, that might have to do with extraterrestrials going through the door to get that shit right here to power their city, right? They trying to steal the essence from the kids to power the city. You were a kid, you were so defenseless that if you were scared as a kid, that you were more scared than you were as an adult. So it was more energy. So that's why they went after the kids in the movie, because they wanted to take as much energy that they could to power their entire hidden underground cities. So the next time your baby said they seen a monster under their bed, you better believe them, because their third eye is open and yours is not.
You ain't gaining knowledge, you ain't living. Cause realize we got a purpose and a mission to fulfill. And I'm not talking about anything that has to do with this matrix. Are you evolving? Like, really ask yourself that. Cause that's everybody's mission, to evolve your consciousness so you won't get stuck in this third dimensional world. Cause really tell me, bruh, what's more important than your evolution, bruh? What's more important? I'll tell you, nothing. Stop entertaining yourself and enlighten yourself. But see, that's what social media is made for, to entertain you.
Don't it sound like that one dude? Man, you ain't doing nothing. Get up, go to school, put your shoes on. Like, what is it, the Everest commercial or something like that?
Soul is meant to travel so many dimensions, and you wouldn't know that unless you really get the knowledge for yourself and know self. You are more than this body, this vessel, this vehicle. You are a spiritual being having a human experience. Well, some of us, cause understand me, some people is really NPCs for real, bro. No soul at all. None. But I'm just a messenger, bro. I ain't trying to get you to do anything you're not meant to do.
According to the classified CIA documents, what are psychic abilities and what kinds are there? Intuitively speaking, they're just the seemingly paranormal abilities of the psyche. And they can be divided into two different types, bioinformation and bioenergetics. Bioinformation are the psychic phenomena associated with the sending or receiving of information through means other than the sensory channels or the physical body. This includes telepathy, which is the psychic transmission of mental information, either thoughts or emotions, and clairvoyance, which is the perception of information about objects, people, places, or events without actually physically perceiving them. You can think of it as perceiving things with your mind's eye, which psychically speaking has omnipresent vision, meaning you can see anywhere, any place, anytime. That's probably why the etymology of clairvoyance is literally clear vision, because it's as if you can finally see everything. Although for psychics, most of this information only comes in bits and pieces. And this includes precognition, which is psychically perceiving information about the future, or retrocognition, which is doing it for the past. And if you've ever heard of remote viewing, this is just another word for clairvoyance. Now we come to type 2, bioenergetics, which rather than being about psychically transmitting information, it's about psychically manipulating energy or matter. Another name for this is psychokinesis, and it includes mentally moving objects and mentally affecting electrical circuits. Now, as odd as these abilities may seem to us today, they've been reported for a very long time. For example, the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali, which are 2,000 years old, mention the abilities known as siddhis, which includes clairvoyance, telepathy, levitation, and even the ability to manipulate the elements. One ancient yogi which is famously said to have the ability of psychokinesis is Jetsun Milarepa, who, as the story goes, was able to imprint his hands on rocks, some of which can still be seen nearby the cave where he meditated.
Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Get out of the way. Look at this. Smart, please explain.
Sure. I can't explain that.
Camera. That is some kind of an artificial background, an artificial sky, yellow. Looks like wires, maybe? Yeah, that's trippy. That's trippy. Hold up, let me get another angle. Gotta see this. Look at this. Look at this. Somebody help me understand that.
Help me understand why I got all the information on the side except the location.
Somebody help me understand what the heck that is. Look at no, that's the sky's tripping. Big time, baby, big time. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Get out of the way. Look at this. Smile, please.
Physicists say there's another universe hiding behind the Big Bang. Okay, they say, whoever these they are, that a mirror universe that existed before the Big Bang is a reflection of our own moving backward in time. I don't agree with this, and I'll tell you why. Number one, if we do have a mirror universe, it is within our universe mirrored. Number two, this genius, Roger Penrose, has a greater explanation that is way better, in my opinion. Okay, really quick, for those of you who don't know me, I love to personify things. I think it opens up a window of artistic knowledge. I picture the universe as a mother and father, and humans are its child. The mother is plasma, the father is consciousness. So in this universe theory, I had my own. It is called familial universe theory, where our universe, and this is the first time I'm talking about this, Our universe is basically the fifth universe, and I'll explain in my upcoming book, the link is in my bio, why the number 5 is so important and why I think we are the fifth universe. And who knows if I'm right, but it's a really cool theory. Anyway, I picture that our universe was basically given birth to. There was not a big bang, it was a big birth of our little child universe number 5. From mommy and daddy universe number 4. Whatever their consciousness and plasma thing was, that might have been something different from them, like water and fire. Anyway, back to Roger. He has a lot of amazing theories in consciousness and black holes. Literally has gotten a Nobel Prize and done black hole work. But anyway, here's his better theory than this, that no one wants to admit because no one wants to think artistically. He talked about what's called a conformal cyclic cosmology, CCC, love that, Roger. Basically, it's a cosmological model in the framework of a general relativity. Just so you know, that basically is the concept gravity is not a force, but a curvature of space-time caused by the presence of mass and energy. I would call these consciousness and plasma, the mother and father presence. And I would call gravity more like an intuition or an reaction to the plasma consciousness synergy. Basically, that our emotions and our thoughts kind of create this universe as it creates us. Anyway, we'll stick with his for now. But based on this framework, the universe iterates itself through infinite cycles with a future infinity timeline. There is even a book about it called Cycles of Time, An Extraordinary New View of the Universe. This has been largely ignored. Most interesting, so within this CCC, the cosmic microwave background provides the possibility of information transfer from one.
Hey, I had to stop it, man. She stayed juiced up off that dunk, and you would think that she over here promoting it. Maybe she getting sponsored or something. And maybe that's the reason why she always be amped up. She almost done. She up there just sipping on the, it's about to start making that little sound. You know, we at the end or whatever. She just holding on to it, babysitting that little drink. My bad, y'all.
What he calls an aeon, which you can read about because it's way too smart for me to talk about here and I won't make sense. From one aeon to another that has a specific meaning in his framework, including the intelligent signals within the information panspermia concept. And panspermia is basically that we as humans came here from other planets, which I totally believe. And most of you who have had past life regressions, sorry. God, that was embarrassing. Most of you who have had...
He over there telling her to shut the hell up. That's what he's telling her.
Most of you, I calm down, who have had past life regressions know that you probably came from somewhere else or have had memory of being on other planets or on starships or whatever. Information panspermia is the concept of life forms traveling across the universe by means of transmission of compressed information. I would say this literally happens through this special plasma I talk about. The plasma field, which is almost like fifth dimensional, and think of it as almost outside electromagnetism, but that is within the plasma field. Yeah, I think that is how consciousness and information is traveling through this whole plasma filament universal framework. And maybe, I don't know if this is what this is saying, but maybe we can also get information from previous universes and maybe even future universes if time doesn't exist out there. And this would hold implications for me, and I don't know how I exactly arrived here, but I just did, that plasma holds the key to interdimensional communication, possible other worlds, realities, universes. I think also we can harness that by harnessing plasma with our consciousness without any kind of machines. And in meditation or astral projection, this explains why we can go to other worlds in our dreams. It's all within this plasmatic matrix framework where we actually have traveled to these places with our consciousness. We don't need our bodies. I'll talk about that another time because this is going to turn into a 10-minute video.